Hello, gem hunter. If you ever go out searching for gemstones, you'll quickly realize that while it's a lot of fun, it's not always easy, especially when it comes to diamonds. But did you know there's a special gemstone that isn't as rare but shines almost as brightly as a diamond? I'm talking about topaz. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to identify and search for topaz in your area. And as a bonus, I'll also give you some key tips about diamonds, especially if your region has volcanic rocks. Now, you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. Maybe I just threw a lot of information at you all at once. But don't worry, by the end of this video, everything will make perfect sense. So pay close attention, because this video could change your financial future forever, especially if you happen to find a high-quality diamond. There are special techniques to identify areas with a higher chance of containing topaz and diamonds. These methods have been around for centuries, developed long before modern industrial mining existed. Over time, much of this knowledge has been lost, which is why very few people know about it today. That's why all you really need is the luck of living in a country known for producing gemstones. To keep things simple, we'll focus on topaz and diamonds, since they are easier to find in nature. But once you understand these techniques, you can also apply them to discover other precious stones like sapphires and rubies. The United States is the fourth largest producer of topaz in the world, and in Arkansas, some diamond deposits are open to the public. The cool thing about these locations is that you can go there, search for gems, and whatever you find is yours to keep. But getting back to the focus of this video, the first and most important tip is to start searching in areas that are known for having the gemstones you're looking for. Now, let's say you're in the United States and you find topaz in your region. What should you do next? The first step is to check if your state has a known occurrence of topaz. In the U.S., topaz deposits are primarily found in the following states: Colorado, Utah, Texas, California, and Alaska. Next, you need to understand the geological conditions in which topaz forms. It is usually associated with igneous rocks and hydrothermal processes. The most common environment for topaz formation is granite pegmatites, coarse-grained igneous rocks that form from the slow cooling of magma, allowing large, well-developed crystals to grow. In these formations, topaz often appears alongside minerals such as quartz, feldspar, mica, and beryl, particularly in cavities where fluorine is present, an essential element for topaz crystallization. This means that if you find any of these minerals in your area, there's a good chance that topaz might be nearby, waiting to be discovered. Aside from pegmatites, topaz is also found in rhyolites, which are silica-rich volcanic rocks. A great example is Topaz Mountain in Utah, where topaz crystals form inside cavities within rhyolite, often displaying a golden hue before fading when exposed to sunlight. Another geological formation associated with topaz is hydrothermal veins, where mineral-rich hot fluids seep into fractures in rocks, depositing crystals as the temperature decreases. This process can result in the formation of topaz in a variety of colors, depending on the specific chemical composition of the environment. In other words, you might find topaz in a variety of colors, including colorless, light blue, yellow, orange, pink, brown, and even green. The color variations result from trace impurities within the crystal structure. Colorless topaz is the most common and the easiest to find, especially if you're searching in rivers. It is often mistaken for a diamond due to its intense shine. However, the brilliance of colorless topaz and diamond is very different, which can help you identify a raw stone in its natural state. A diamond, when found in nature, has a metallic or greasy luster, often resembling a tiny drop of oil or a piece of glass with a slightly foggy or slippery appearance. This happens because diamonds have an extremely high refractive index, which causes light to bounce multiple times inside the stone before exiting, creating an incredibly bright and intense sparkle. Once cut and polished, this brilliance becomes even stronger, producing that dazzling light-reflecting effect seen in jewelry. On the other hand, colorless topaz has a softer shine, more like clean glass. In its raw form, it may look like a piece of transparent quartz, but its luster is not metallic like that of a diamond. Instead, it has a vitreous, glass-like appearance, meaning it reflects light in a more straightforward manner, without the intense internal reflections that give diamonds their fiery brilliance. Additionally, diamonds exhibit a special optical effect known as fire, where white light is dispersed into different colors, something topaz does not display as strongly. If you come across a transparent and shiny stone, a useful tip is to observe its surface reflection. If the luster appears mirror-like and slightly metallic, almost as if the stone has an oily coating, it could be a diamond. But if the shine resembles that of polished glass, with a more direct reflection and less internal sparkle, then it's more likely a topaz or another similar mineral. You might also come across imperial topaz, which ranges in color from golden to reddish-orange. This is one of the rarest and most valuable varieties, meaning that if you find one, it could be worth a lot of money. Pink topaz, which is often the result of irradiation and heat treatments, can also occur naturally in certain deposits, such as those in Pakistan. Light blue topaz can be found in nature, but in most cases its color is enhanced through laboratory treatments. Beyond these variations, brown topaz can be cut and polished to reveal a warm, golden brilliance, while green topaz is extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors, especially in its raw, uncut form. But what if you want to find topaz? Where should you look? The answer lies in the types of terrain where this gemstone naturally forms and the areas where erosion can expose it. Since topaz crystallizes in granite pegmatites and rhyolites, the best places to search for it are mountainous regions, rocky slopes, and areas rich in alluvial deposits, where weathering and water movement help release crystals from their host rock. The most recommended way to find topaz is by searching riverbeds and streams, especially those that pass through areas containing pegmatites or rhyolites. That's because flowing water gradually wears down the rocks where these gemstones form, eventually transporting and depositing the crystals in places where the current slows down, such as river bends and gravel beds. A crucial tip when searching in these areas is to use a sieve to help separate common rocks from valuable gemstones. Pay close attention to heavier stones, as topaz has a higher density than many common minerals. This means that if you hold a piece of topaz in your hand, you'll notice it feels significantly heavier than an ordinary rock of the same size. Another great place to look is rocky slopes and exposed outcrops. If you find areas with visible pegmatite formations or layers of rhyolite with cavities, you might be able to locate topaz still embedded in its host rock. Ancient volcanic regions, where rhyolite deposits exist, such as Topaz Mountain in Utah, are well known for producing well-formed topaz crystals that can be found directly on the surface. These stones often become more visible after heavy rains, which help wash away the sediment covering them. Another effective strategy is to search for gravel deposits in abandoned mines or former mining areas. Places where pegmatites were once mined or where other gemstones were extracted may still contain topaz crystals hidden among the discarded material. Since topaz is highly resistant to weathering, it can remain intact for a very long time, even after the surrounding rocks have worn away. Additionally, if you want to increase your chances, as mentioned earlier, the best approach is to focus on locations where topaz has already been found, such as certain areas in Colorado, Utah, and Texas in the United States. But what if you don't live in the US? Don't worry, people from all over the world watch our videos and the same principles apply anywhere. Just do a quick Google search for places where gemstones have been discovered in your country, as there may be records of other types of precious stones near you. Even if your region isn't well known for producing gems, that doesn't mean there aren't hidden natural deposits waiting to be found. In fact, we talk more about this in our Beginner's Guide to Gemology ebook, where you'll find a complete dictionary of all cataloged gemstones. The truth is, there are hundreds of different gemstones documented worldwide, and many of them are still unknown to the general public. On top of that, a large portion of natural gemstone deposits remains unexplored, meaning there are still countless discoveries waiting to be made. Some of the most valuable gemstones in history, including diamonds, were found completely by accident in places where no one expected them to exist. So even if there are no official records of gemstones in your area, going out to search for them could lead to incredible discoveries. And who knows, depending on your luck, It might even change your financial future forever. But if you were to ask me, how can I increase my chances of finding something truly valuable? My recommendation is to start with alluvial deposits. In other words, sifting through the gravel that accumulates in riverbeds. That's because nature itself has already done part of the work for you, naturally sorting minerals by weight. Heavier materials settle at the bottom, while lighter ones stay on top. Additionally, searching 3 to 4 days after heavy rainfall can significantly improve your chances. That's because powerful storms can dislodge gemstones from their host rocks and transport them to new locations, making it possible to find them even in places where no one has searched before. So if you want to start hunting for gemstones in your area, the key is to research and explore the right locations. You don't have to limit yourself to topaz. Many other gemstones can be found in alluvial deposits, including quartz, garnets, sapphires, tourmalines, and even diamonds. If your region has a history of volcanic activity or pegmatite formations, your chances of finding something even more valuable increase. That's because the most precious gemstones require complex processes of high pressure and extreme temperatures to form. So even though this video focuses on topaz, you might be wondering, what if I find a different gemstone that isn't topaz or diamond? How can I accurately identify what I've discovered? Well, the good news is that once you have the gemstones in your hands, identifying them is actually the easy part. A quick online search can already give you a good idea of what you might have found. But if you want a more precise confirmation, you can consult a professional gemologist, an experienced prospector in your area, or even a jeweler who often has knowledge about gemstones. However, access to these professionals isn't always easy, and in some cases, dishonest people might try to undervalue the stone you found to make a profit at your expense. So to avoid this kind of situation and ensure that you can identify your discoveries with confidence, we created the ebook Gemology Journey for Beginners. This is a comprehensive guide packed with detailed descriptions, illustrative images, and simple tests that you can do at home to determine if the stone you found is truly valuable. The best part? You get a 7-day guarantee, so you can explore all the knowledge in this book without any risk. So if you want to learn how to identify gemstones in a practical way and avoid the risk of overlooking a valuable discovery, this is your best opportunity. Click the first link in the description to access Gemology Journey for Beginners and start your journey into the world of gemology today. But if now isn't the right time for you, you can still keep learning. Just subscribe to this channel to follow our free videos. And speaking of that, the next video is already on the screen, so you can keep exploring this fascinating world. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Good luck, Gem Hunter.